T1. It is herO, and in the top right, not the bottom left, what am I saying, the bottom center, in the top right, playing for Team Vitality, it is Zoun. herO against Zoun here in a best of 7, excuse me, not a best of 5, just fixing that one up. It's a PvP. How many proxies are we going to see? Every game, every second game, every game double proxy from both players. This is a difficult one to proxy on because it is a 3-player map right off the bat. So where do you proxy your robo, right? It's quite difficult here. So far only herO going out for a scout. Is gonna find the place where his opponent is not. And he tried to adjust the angle the probes comes from, so it looks like he comes from the top to Zoun, yeah? See a double gate for both players. Oh, nice. Is this for real? Yep. But Zoun didn't scout. He doesn't know. So this has to be Twilight. And herO, he did scout, so this could be a robo. I wanna give the edge to herO here. This has to be a Twilight. He could make a Stargate, but that wouldn't make any sense. Like, he would only be close to one position, but very far to the other one. There's the robo from herO, and he will just walk away, and then we will see... Zoun is actually making units first, so he's still keeping the probe around. It could be a DT shrine. But yeah, there's the Twilight. And he's also gonna move away the probe, so it's gonna be either a charge or blink. Most likely blink, of course, here in a PvP. It's very rare we see charge or glaives, especially if it's proxied. Stalker's gonna catch the first probe here, that's quite nice. This is so funny, man, this is literally one screen away. It's not even one screen, it's within one screen, and it's a very small screen. I can even zoom in a little bit and still see them. Look at that. I can do a full zoom in and still see both. That's how close this is. Now double adept, coming across the map, one adept here for Zoun. There's nothing in the wall for herO right now, might be an opportunity. I don't think there's a shield battery. Oh, there's about to be one actually. Maybe it's just fast enough. He comes in, can he get a kill? He gets the first one, he might get another one. There's the shield battery finishing up though, and on the other side adepts have just been deflected. So far so good here for Zoun, he's just starting to deplete the energy. There's nothing dealing with this adept, and eventually he will be able to get kills. We need to see some units here. He's trying to boost down or burst down one of the probes. Of course, an adept does deal a little bit of damage, I think 2 per shot. But at the same time, herO's breaking Zoun here at home. Zoun, is he maybe focusing a little bit too much on that adept aggression? An Immortal is shooting away and shooting through the energy from the shield battery, but in the end the adepts move away and the burst damage is not enough. Can the Stalkers finish off the Immortal? Yes, they can here. That's a good deflection. The first Immortal does fall. 4 probes though go down. The adepts are gonna shade out potentially at least 3 of them. Get back to safety here. And herO has a Stalker chilling at home right now. We do see Blink being researched. Maybe this is an advantage here for Zoun. He did get that Immortal. And he's gonna have Blink. He already has a good amount of Stalkers. He did not lose too many Stalkers to that Immortal. I think he only lost 1 maybe. Or maybe 2. Yeah, see, he only lost 1. This is a really good start here for Zoun. You couldn't even imagine this better. He gets the Warp Prism Snipe as well. This is going insanely good here for our Blue Protoss player. He kills 2 of the Adepts. Only 1 does shade out. 4 probes again do fall, so the economic advantage does go to herO, but it's not unrecoverable. And he does have the undeniable tech advantage. He has the undeniable army advantage, I want to say. Let's have a look at the actual units. We don't have an Immortal though, we need to be careful here. If he can get that back home, but if he could have kept that Warp Prism alive. Oh, the Immortal is gonna be caught. Oh, he sees it, he's gonna snipe away at the Immortal. It's gonna blink out. Oh, this is not even gonna get recalled. Yeah, see? He has an observer right now. He has one adept running into 2 stalkers. This is not looking good. You're making a whopping point here in the front. He does have a bunch of sentries and he has to force field the ramp on the low ground, but you can actually move in there. Yeah, now you can't. There was an opportunity to blink in for our Protoss player here first, for our blue Protoss player of course. But yeah, you can see that he has no chance to get any high ground vision, so he cannot blink past this force field. But yeah, like, there's one force field left basically. Knock knock. Behind this we do have 2 adepts shading in here, killing another 4 probes. Maybe you can make it 5, maybe you can make it 6, but that's about gonna be it. And there's nothing really to deal with these stalkers, is there? I mean, it's not enough. There's no robo units here. There was no immortal being made and recalled. So now we do have the high ground vision and he can just kill off the, not even a backup pylon for these gateways. What was herO doing, I wonder? Oh, he was trying to get into a dark shrine. Now the dark shrine is seen. There's gonna be DTs, but there's only one DT because there's only one warp gate. He does have money, but he doesn't have the warp-ins. There's a second warp gate. The DT is uncontested. There's no detection. There's no tech to make detection. This could have been a win for herO, but I mean, you can just basically walk away from the DTs and keep on blinking and kill everything in the main. And in the meantime, he's making something at home that's gonna be, you know, too much to deal with. And again, he loses the warp-in power. The warp-in still goes through. And yeah, the DTs are slowly chewing away at this army, but I mean, he's losing every probe in the meantime. Yes, he's losing every probe, look at that. 18, 20. In the meantime, he has a force field at home blocking the DT from coming in. He's gonna make a observer and GG is gonna be called. Zoun does take the first map, and I said 7 minutes. On average, we're at 7:29 for this one, so we need to have a map below 7 minutes for the next one. Or the average is not. It's too much. Tokamak is gonna be the next map. One over Zoun. Tokamak. There we go. Best of 7, 1 over Zoun. Let's hop into the game. Tokamak, top right position, herO, bottom left position, Zoun. Now let's see what both players do. Do we see a cannon rush in this series? I don't know. One base versus one base every game. I would be so happy. Might be. We'll never know. But there are definitely maps where it's gonna be difficult to one base. And it just lands yourself with that high ground wall or ramp on the natural. There are some, it's a best of 7, right? So some maps will have that eventually. Unless Zoun 4-0s and every map is like a flat ground map here. This one, Tokamak is definitely, so this should not go into a one gate expand here, unless someone is gonna be a little bit crazy and says I can deal with that, I can be the max specs you need. herO again is gonna scout across the map quite fast. He will find the double gate from his opponent. And of course double gate himself. So standard Protoss opening here. for both players. You can still, of course, expand behind the double gate. You just have the double production, right? You make your first 2 units and then you just can put a nexus down, skipping the next units, and then chrono boost your additional units or something afterwards. You know, there's a lot of things you can do in double gate against double gate. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Bye-bye, probe. That's actually quite huge. So now what Zoun could do is he could just skip the first units and make a nexus. He could skip those, make a nexus, and have like a later double stalker. Because he still has the vision inside, there's no way to block the nexus. And yeah, he still sees his hero is trapping the probe as well, so he's investing money into that. And yeah, basically the ball is in Zoun's court right now. He could do something different, but he's just making units, so... And a little bit of long distance mining. Double adept following this up. One stalker is walking across the map, the second one's gonna follow soon. We see a chrono on a stalker for herO, and yeah, you can still make that nexus, of course, on the low ground if you keep on producing, because eventually you're still gonna hit too much money, because 2 gates are not gonna be enough to keep up spending the money from one base, right? There's the double stalker, gonna pressure the frontier, he's gonna sneak out the adepts, but now he kinda needs to use them in the fight here. He will kill or trade one stalker for a stalker, second stalker is gonna join here. If you could get the sentry, that would be amazing, but the shield battery is gonna keep this all alive. Don't lose your second stalker, herO. Actually coming in with a third stalker. herO's last name is Stalker, by the way, if you didn't know it yet. Man, almost shooting down at sentry. Now he can pressure the pylon. This is going actually quite terrible here for Zoun. Warp gated complete. He's gonna try to push down the ramp, but a nice force field comes in clutch here from herO, actually. Force fielding off 2 of the sentries. So he can still keep on pressuring this low ground. Can he kill that shield battery? Probably yes. Another sentry comes in. And he can again split up the army there from his opponent. Yes, he does so. He gets a sentry there. The adepts did shade away. And yeah, herO has, well, he has a position here, but I don't think he can hold this for much longer. Adepts are across the map. I'm gonna probably intercept the reinforcements. And he's gonna recall. Okay, I don't hate this choice. Maybe he had kind of the same army there, but he didn't have energy on the sentries. Maybe he could have tried to do one more force field ramp trick, but he didn't do it. So in the end, he kind of is forced to recall, I guess. And he doesn't exactly know what's the tech follow-up here, so he might have been in a troublesome position with whatever ever comes down that ramp. So in the end, it looks like both players still are kind of even here, but there's an oracle on the map for herO, and like the supply is the same, right? Army is the same, supply is the same, the actual units are quite the same. There's a only slight difference here, adepts against a couple of adepts against a couple more stalkers, and there's the oracle. But that's the big deal. The oracle against a faster blink. Now, the blink starts here for herO, and the blink is about halfway done here for our Protoss Zoun in the bottom. But now the oracle comes in. It was seen, so it doesn't get too much done, I guess, here. But it can always fall back. It can throw down stasis traps. Has a lot of potential to still deal damage. Now more and more stalkers being warped in here for herO. herO is massing up a bunch of stalkers. Both players going into a third base, which is actually a little bit faster here for Zoun, so that's a nice W for him. He's also gonna have a faster robo facility, which is also gonna be nice for him. He's gonna have that prism, he's gonna have that immortal production, he's gonna have those observers as well to get some map vision out. And herO is saying, alright man, I have a third nexus on the way, it's time for me to be aggressive. Let's kill you. So herO does not have Blink right now, and there's Blink for Zoun, so this should be a more efficient trade for Zoun, but herO has 4 more Stalkers, so it's still going to be difficult. There's going to be shield batteries finishing up in a moment, but I don't think they're going to be powered because the pylon gets sniped. A wall of force fields here being created by herO. herO has no... How is he making this work? He has no Blink. He's just... And he didn't lose any Stalkers. It's insane. That's the Stalker he lost in the early game. Oh my god, look at this. This is a terrible trading here for Zoun, man. Zoun is actually looking really bad in this first game. And now herO has Blink. Now he's gonna even trade better. Or should trade better. Still, I don't think he can overpower Zoun here. I mean, there's a shield battery that can still get overcharged. There's probes that can get pulled, which are actually gonna be pulled right now here. If he can lure him into those stasis traps, he's gonna see those with the observer now. So herO even shot at this trap again, I think I want to say. Maybe a probe is gonna walk in. No, just... So this is walled now, so they needed to walk around the nexus. That could be an issue if he ever wants to evacuate or pull the probes into the fight. He has to come from the north now. He cannot pull them actually into the center of the battle. Zoun is going to sacrifice a Stalker to get rid of that stasis trap. But things are looking good at home here for herO. He's just making more gates. He's making, I think, a forge just finished up. He's going to charge. Where's the forge? Let's see, there it is, on the 3rd base. So everything looking quite nice back at home here. Zoun, though, on the other hand, he's also going into charge, but he's missing the forge. And he just cannot find a break against his Blink aggression. 7 Stalkers to 10 have been killed so far. Look at the overall efficiency. It is through the roof. Almost 1400 more resources in favor of herO here have been traded. That is insane. That is insane. And that's where this lead comes from. Charge that finish up. And it's halfway done here only for Zoun. And that... I don't know why, but there's a probe leading the charge. It does snag the first volley of the Stalkers actually. And we do see Guardian Shields for both players, so that's nice here, the sentries, but the sentry from here actually gets killed first. So this is a nice advantage for Zoun as long as it lasted. But now Zoun is just starting to get overpowered. He just starts to get out-traded again more and more here. And he simply does not have enough units to push us back. He's starting to warp in Zealots, of course, because the Zealots, well, they're not really necessarily to be microed that much. And yeah, man, herO is just crazy. Crazy herO. There we go. herO is just crazy, man. He just pushes through, wins the game against Zoun, just like that, ties up the series. 9 minutes. I think this was about 9 minutes of a game of StarCraft 2. So quite long for a PvP. We had 2 bases for both players. And I don't think there were any proxies except for that one proxy position for Wobbins for herO, right? With that push. But no all-in proxies. So let's check out the next map. Is gonna be the Evil Heart. Evil Heart. Well, so far 1-1 here. So we're gonna see a lot more maps. And let's hop into this one. In the top right position of Evil Heart, the smallest map in the Mapu from this tournament, it is herO, and in the bottom left it is Zoun. Players again going for the high ground pylon. This is a map that has potential for a cannon rush, but we do not see any probes move out, so I don't think we're gonna see any cannon rushes. But this is so fast, like this map is so small, you could just cannon rush your opponent if you really wanted to. But we need parting for that to actively play again. I mean, he has a team right now, but it doesn't seem like he's really playing any tournaments. I'm not sure. I kind of want to check this. Pretty sure he plays for Streamer Zoun. He got picked up by them. Yeah, he's in their division. For 2 months he has been there already. But let's actually have a look at his matches. And he has not played any matches, it seems like, in any tournaments. I've seen him stream StarCraft, yeah. But it seems like the last games he played was the bi-weekly KSL. And that was in March. That was when Stats was active. Oh, March 2024. That's a year and a half ago, actually. So it's been a while. Yeah, I was saying like that's when Stats was active. Well, Stats hasn't been active in a while as well. I don't think. There was still ESL EPT Cups during that time. RIP. So, by the way, we do have double gates again here, and just a proxy pylon for herO, so he's making Zoun afraid of a proxy robo. But while he actually does not have a robo. Let's have a look at the last matches from Stats. The last ones were the Stara Zagora in 2024. So Stats hasn't really been playing since 2024 September. That's about a year and a couple of months. A lot of good players, unfortunately, not really playing anymore here. Of course, we always wish for Blizzard to just one day to announce that, hey guys, we're back, we're gonna make a circuit for StarCraft 2. And we're gonna develop StarCraft 3, and it's gonna be great, and there's gonna be so many new things, and we're gonna explode into the scene again. We're gonna revitalize RTS because StarCraft has the power to do that, and we will be the ones to lead the charge. We'll sell you skins like no other. There's so many microtransactions gonna be in that game that we can actually make a living off that as a company, and it will be more money coming in than World of Warcraft is generating for us. No. Of course not, but they could, you know, they could. Twilight against Twilight, Nexus against Nexus. Twilight a little bit faster here for herO. He did kill a few probes, but of course he did lose the 2 adepts. Nice though, 5 probes, definitely worth it. And he does have the 3 sentry defense against the Stalker. The Stalker's poking. If he would go with the sentry, oh actually he's going with 3 stalkers and the sentry against 1 stalker and 3 sentries, shield battery about to finish up. Who's gonna win this? herO is starting to split. He has a second stalker join the army now. This is such a funny combination of units here now. We do have both players end up with the same exact unit count, and it seems like herO is just killing all the units from Zoun, and Zoun didn't kill anything. Look at that. That's 3 sentries for a little bit of stalker damage. Yes, exactly. And he also had, like, he has a half depleted stalker against a half depleted stalker, and there's one that's red against one that's green. So he traded what, about 90% health on 1 stalker for 3 sentries. That's it. That's the trade. That's terrible, man. If you ask me, that's so much gas, 300 gas down the drain for nothing. God damn it. Yes, faster robo, faster blink for herO. The blink, I think it's whoever chrono boost is gonna be the one that finishes up first. There's gonna be an additional gateway here for herO, and on the other side is gonna be a 3rd base, but herO, he might just go. He's adding on that extra gateway that kind of telegraphs a let's just go. No, he's gonna throw down the Nexus, it seems like. So this is a nice attempt from Zoun to get a little bit of a lead again. He basically skipped his infrastructure a little bit and tried to go into a more economic turnaround. Now, is this gonna be enough of a timing for him though to be in a position where he can defend himself. Because if we look at the unit count, he also skipped unit production. It's 9 Stalkers to 4. He remade the sentries, 3 to 3. He's going into charge. Do we already see Immortals here from... This could be just Blink Immortal from herO. He could just go across the map like that and kill Zoun. He doesn't know that though. herO doesn't know that. He didn't know that Zoun skipped the infrastructure. He didn't know that he skipped a couple units. But the Nexus is gonna be finishing up now. Zoun is trying to come back into this game with the money amount. And he's going into mass gates now. He should probably try to chrono boost his zealots a little bit. His charge, there we go, yeah, that's what I want to see. Because he kind of needs them fast here. And you don't really want to, as long as you can avoid a Stalker against Stalker match, that's what you want to try to do here against herO. Because we saw how Zoun actually lost Blink Stalker against no Blink Stalker in the earlier game. So, do you want to keep on playing Blink Stalker against Blink Stalker? I don't think so. So if you can play Charge or Archon, well, it doesn't really come... There's no... that it comes down to the initial gauge, more or less, but that's about it. It's gonna be a more close match. It's mostly about macro and positioning and the actual first engage than the micro inside the battle. But so far we're still on Stalker Zealot for both players here. Well, there's Immortals, I guess, for herO, and he doesn't have the Zealot yet. Should probably try to warp in a couple just to get some meat. But there's also nothing that can really deal with the force fields. There's no Archons to break those from Zoun. So this might be an overextension here, him posturing so much forward. On paper, with the Zealots, he has the better combination right now, but no Archons just means the sentries are gonna be king here. Nice snipe on that Observer. There we go. Few force fields, not enough though to keep his Stalkers safe. But the 3 Immortals, those are safe. And they're just hammering away at the army from Zoun here. And it's just not enough surface area for those Zealots, it seems like. The 3 Immortals still going strong here. More Stalkers warping in as a reinforcement. He does have charge finished up right now for himself as well. But he's not warping in any chargeless yet. I mean, he doesn't need to, right? But now this is mostly Stalkers here from Zoun, so yeah, there we go. We already see the first. Oh, that's a nice snipe on the Warpers, but actually he blinked aggressively, so he just is in the open welcomed arms from the Zealots. And unfortunately, Zealot Immortal is just wrecking Stalkers without any blink anymore. And there goes the dream of Zoun to win this map. And herO is just gonna run away with it. What's with all these Nexi and faster blink and so many Nexus, man. 3 bases. We've seen 3 bases now. Oh, yeah. That's the right one. What's the next map? What's the next map? We had Evil Heart. Evil Heart out of all maps had 3 bases, right? Winter Madness is gonna be the next one. There it is. Load the replay. Let's go. herO is so cool. Yes, indeed. He actually is so cool. There's no fear in his play. What are we looking at? It's best of 7. This is map number 4, so 2 to 1, right? Yes. There we go. In the top left of Winter Madness, it is herO, the coolest guy. And in the bottom right, it is Zoun. He still needs to be cool. Needs to become cool. Maybe he needs to cool down a little bit. So far, it hasn't really been working out for him. Maybe he needs to go into more of a macro approach, try to play the long game against herO, just get the ultra late game. But he didn't really... He kind of gets broken before it gets there. I mean, the first game was both players proxying stuff, so both players going very aggressive. I mean, maybe something like that could be also the solution, just go one base all in, right? Like either that or go into that proxy, go into that late game, charge lots, Archons, maybe air. I'm not exactly sure how ultra late game Protoss looks in this patch, because I still haven't seen any. Because it's just, well, basically everybody's just going proxies. Proxy. Now Zoun this time with a fast scout before herO. herO no scout this game. I'm mixing it up quite a bit. And herO's actually going for a 1 gate expand, it seems like. On the other hand, Zoun does have the usual double gate expand. What's it gonna be, Zoun? Is it gonna throw down a pylon? There's already a zealot. The pylon wouldn't even be that good. Oh, the zealot. He was so close to touching the probe. And there's the Nexus for herO. Very fast before the tech, so he didn't need to throw down his tech building first. We do see double stalker. I don't hate this. And there's gonna be a weird proxy pylon. This could be a Twilight, could be a Robo. And the probe is gonna be killed here by the sentry. There you go. So herO has a sentry zealot. And what he wants to do is overcharge the sentry, and he wants to shout out the scout. Shout it out. He shouts out the Phoenix and he sees it move across the map. He's probably gonna find these 2 stalkers. That's a nice fight. And he will not see the Stargate, by the way. That's an interesting approach. But the herO already has a Stargate in his base. I'm not sure if that timing is actually that great here for Zoun. Maybe just going into Blink and trying to break him on those 2 bases might have been better with a bunch of Blink Stalkers. Now herO does see everything he needs to see. He sees the delayed Nexus. I think he saw the Adepts. But he does not see the Stargate. He sees the lack of tech in the main base. That means he knows that his tech is somewhere else. Oh, almost catches that slippery Stalker, but the butter was a little bit too greasy. So Zoun Stalker does get away. Double Adept coming in here. He can shade into the natural, can forcefully trade against some probes. But of course the army is there, is going to probably deal with this very fast. So he does not commit, but the Oracle is here. Oracle has arrived. And the Oracle also has arrived for herO. Let's see how this is going to go. See the Oracle, oh, he's gonna snipe the probe at the entrance here, and he will deny herO from blocking that one. So the Oracle gets 3 workers, and now we have the Shade being cancelled. Really? The Oracle does kill 1 more probe. But Zoun, does he have anything to deal with? Yes, deflect the Oracle from herO. Indeed he has. He has some Stalkers at home. He's quite safe. This is looking not terrible here for a blue Protoss player. Starting to catch up. Worker department is looking quite even, and he is gonna have the better tech with the blinks already going on. And here is just not making anything from the Stargate. He made a second Oracle, I guess, yeah. But there's gonna be a Phoenix on the way as well. Again, more probes falling. This is looking good for Zoun. If you can catch the Oracles out on the map, it would be great. But the Oracles are just throwing down some stasis traps at home. Hallucination is going across the map here. Let's see if you can find that Phoenix. Actually, he might just avoid it, so he won't be able to see that one. It would be a nice scout though to see that there's an actual phoenix, so you're a little bit more safe on those oracles, on their movement. But herO just keeps them back at home. Oh, he's actually gonna find this. Oh, I think he might have seen it, but not... There was no shot connecting, so... And Zoun stopped the patrol. So he tried to hide the phoenix. Not sure if that worked out. Because if you see a phoenix patrolling there, usually it's not a hallucination. But we see that sometimes, so it's not unheard of, but not really in this matchup. It's more in PvT against drops, right? You're patrolling that to get some extra vision, to get some advanced warning. And there's the oracles coming from that angle actually where the phoenix was patrolling. It's still there with a couple of stalkers waiting. Again, 3 bases. Both players. The Nexus not done yet for Zoun. Charge though is gonna be quite a lot faster here for our blue Protoss player. But if we take a look at the army supply, man, it's crazy. herO has so many more units. 15 stalkers to 9. 1 zealot to no. 1 more oracle, 1 more sentry. Basically has every single edge in the unit count, and he's starting to push across the map. Our shield battery is gonna be enough to counteract that. Our stasis trap is gonna be enough to catch that. He will find that Stargate first, and he will kill off the pylon. He might even kill the full tech, so he denies a potential mothership. And there we go. He's just gonna take that freebie and make his 4th base, ladies and gentlemen. 4 bases in the PvP behind that. And now he's gonna rotate to the right here, to the bottom right, where we see the 3rd base from Zoun. Now there are stasis traps. herO needs to be a little bit careful if he does not see them. Oh, brother! That's how many? 4, 8, 9 in a 21-second trap, and on the other side is only 2. You can time this perfectly, but they have blink, so they could blink out. There they go. herO is gonna start to blink away here. Oh my god, the zealots are gonna charge into the stasis traps. herO wants to ideally get these stasis units, but actually Zoun is committing. He already has 1 Archon with this army. That's a nice tech advantage in this first push here. And herO, what does he have there? Oh, there's the stasis traps. I mean, those would be nice to have here. Oh god, is he gonna just walk into this? So he loses 1 oracle. Oh, that's the whole army! And they blinked in, so the blink is not gonna reset. Look at that. They are dancing. If herO surrounds this with zealots... Oh, he just pushes in. And now he blinks on top of the same stasis trap. Is he gonna go in? Yes, that's a bunch of stalkers. Oh, that's stalkers he needed over here in this fight. This is so crazy, man. Both players like stasising so many units again. 5 more zealots. 6, 7. Sorry, I didn't see all of them. And there's 6 stalkers stuck here in stasis. Now, can these stalkers, they have blink. They should probably be able to get away. Ah, he's not blinking them. So all of them do die, indeed. Now this is looking good for Zoun, I want to say. He's up in army supply, he's up in army quality, he's up in like every kind of regard here, except for +2. That's gonna be finishing up here for herO now. And herO is gonna come in with a potential base trade now. Does he have enough units at home? He's trying to defend at the same time. He's kind of pressuring 2 bases here from Zoun. Zoun does not have a 4th base. Zoun does not have a 5th base. That's what herO does have. And there's a DT shrine on the way for herO, so herO can warp in DTs if that finishes up. There's an observer. Let's have a look at the unit count. So there's one observer here for Zoun. Oh, that's kind of funny if he loses that observer. And herO does not have a good army. He only has Stalkers and Zealots. He needs to warp in. He needs to keep some money for the DT warp in. He still is mining a lot though. So, and he has the +2. So +2 is gonna be nice. 20 Stalkers though. 19 Zealots. Is that the army you want against 10 Stalkers and 11 Stalkers and 10 Zealots? 3 Archons though. He's warping in 1 more Archon, 4 Archon, 5 Archons I want to say here in a moment. Bunch more here. He does find this base and the Oracle is still alive. Oh, if you lose the Oracle, that's a big deal. That's 1 less detection unit and the Observer walks into that. But I don't think Zoun has anything across the map. He doesn't have any probes out on the map. There's only units. He's gonna start to lose out of his buildings. And Zoun realizes this. I think he also lost the Observer to a cannon. And yeah, herO is gonna take that game. What a crazy game there. He flew the Observer into a cannon. He loses. He has no worker out on the map. He cannot base trade fast enough. He saw the base in the bottom, and he just GG's out. Wow, what a crazy game. So we're looking at a 3-1 advantage here for herO. Next map is gonna be Maganatha, I wanna say. Yep, next map is gonna be Maganatha. Setting it up. 3-1 for herO. Maganatha, quite a big map. So let's see where the proxies are gonna be. In the top left it is herO, at least for now, and in the bottom right it is Zoun. But where are your pylons going, ladies and gentlemen? Where are your pylons? First one, of course, on top of the ramp. Second one could be anywhere. Gateways coming on. Yeah, we should see double gates again. So far I don't think we have seen any ramp natural ramp maps, so if we don't go past this point, if herO wins this map as well, we might not even see any of those. If Zoun can bring it back, maybe there are some of those and he can actually make use of those. I'm not sure, but he might be on like have an edge on those kind of maps. But apparently both players seem to have avoided those in the map vetoes, so... Or maybe herO just vetoed all. It's a best of 7 though, there's not that many vetoes. Alright. This is a proxy pylon. Double gate though. They already a pylon out on the map. This one's at home for Zoun. Zoun is gonna find the gates. He's gonna check for the pylon. He will see, hey, it's missing. And he'll immediately go back onto the map. I guess he's gonna check if you threw it down on the natural. He's gonna stay around. He just decides to play a defensive game, it seems. This is a Stargate by herO. It's gonna be Void Ray Aggression. No, it should probably be Oracle. Oracle is just too good. Can just kill so many probes. Oh, This hallucination might just see this. Yep, that's a good scout. So now he knows what is going on, and he has a proxy himself. Of course, he has a proxy himself. So herO moves down a probe. Maybe he's faking a nexus. Maybe he's actually taking a nexus. The Oracle is on the way, and he's accumulating enough resources for one. Shades are gonna get, gonna get cancelled here. 2 more adepts on the way, and a nexus is being taken in plain sight. So Zoun knows everything. He has all the information, he has all the tools to deal with everything. Oracle is finishing up. Are we seeing enough units in the main base? No. There's only a shield battery, but the Oracle, well, it can't really do anything against the battery. Zoun is just pushing across. So the Oracle can do something against the battery. But yeah, there's already the reinforcing Stalker. Perfect timing here. Battery is there. Oracle is just gonna rotate away. I'm gonna stick around here in that dead airspace. See a second pylon, and the 2 Stalkers are gonna gatekeep the main base. But herO has the same army supply. He has everything the same, but he's up 1 nexus basically. He's making a Void Ray right now. Oh no! That's half of the economy frozen. He was actually oversaturated here. It's half of the economy frozen here. For Zoun. He's trying to push in, but he can't really get it done against herO's Micro. The Void Ray just joining for a flank here is gonna have a field day with the additional charge damage here. He's killing so many of these Stalkers. And in the end, I mean, even Depths are gonna kill a Stalker here because there's no blink and there's no way for this guy to get away. Oh god, he walks away. Can't believe it at 1 HP. How? But now he's joining in, and he's immediately getting sniped here by the other Stalkers. Stalkers killing Stalkers, Adepts killing Stalkers. But there's no critical mass coming up here for Zoun anytime soon. He has 3 units reinforcing, where herO only has 2. And herO did do another stasis, by the way, with the Oracle here. But yeah, there should be another Void Ray joining in here. Immediately gonna overcharge that one. It's gonna kill the first Stalker. It's gonna kill the second Stalker with the Stalkers on the way out. 2 Stalkers to 2 and 2 Adepts and a Void Ray. I'm not sure how you're gonna break that as the 1 base player. This is looking terrible for Zoun. And it's his last life. He's so dead. He's so dead. It's gonna be another stasis trap. It's gonna catch another 4 probes, which is not the worst, but it's just not. It's just too much. 1 probe is too much. And herO is gonna take the series. GG's. Thank you so much, everybody, for following today. Thank you again, Daniel, for the Political Lord, for the 3,500 bits. Very much appreciated. And we're gonna have 1 more stream tomorrow. That's gonna be the last stream before Christmas. I'm gonna pull on a Christmas hat, I think.